All right, we'll get started here. Just let me adjust some of my audio stuff so that it makes more sense. Okay. All right, so welcome. This is a different thing. I'm just setting all the music up here. There we go. Okay, now you can hear it. Okay, cool. So, different stream. We're gonna be shiny hunting instead. As you can already see, there's a couple of things going on right now. Um, One, you can see a timer on the top right, a reset stuff. So the reset was, I created like a really small program, like a really small program to make this work. But essentially, the reset counter is just there so that I don't have to press another button when I just have to press a button combination. It just resets or increases the value for me. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna be having a chill stream, shiny hunting in Pokemon Crystal Clear. If you don't know what that is, it's a ROM hack of Pokemon Crystal. Has a lot of enhancements. It's an open world, quote unquote, um, and overall a really good hack. Obviously, community has some sort of discussions and visions, I suppose, about the creator itself. But nonetheless, the hack itself is pretty good. So, with that out of the way, music can be shown all that. We will press the timer here. I will start the code over here so that when it does do this, then we can just do over here and pause. And there we go. Let's begin. And you can see the reset just increases. So it's great. I'm loving this program. Yeah, this is gonna be a really chill stream. Nothing really crazy overall. Oh, and it disappeared. That's okay. That's okay. Let me lower my volume a little bit, my mic volume, and then the music volume as well. We don't have to have it too loud today. You can just chill out. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, it's gonna be a really long stream because if you don't know the odds, oh, I didn't. There we go. If you didn't know, the odds are 1 out of 8,196, I believe, and it will show the shiny itself on the overworld. So that's great. You know, that's really nice. And it disappeared again, but that's okay. We're at 6 right now. There you go. Now it appeared again. Oh, no, it's gone again. Okay, I think I found the bug in the program, but that's okay. I know how to fix that. Well, we'll fix it when we have to, but right now it's not that big of an issue. Yeah, it's pretty chill. I kind of want one of the shinies here, mainly because it's really nice and cool. And, you know, just having a shiny legendary Pokemon, it's always nice, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm just streaming this as well because I don't really want to play Mario Kart right now. And like, recently I just got rejected from a job, so that's fun. Not feeling the best. That's why I'm doing this stream right now. But hey, whatever. It's pretty chill overall. I'm still applying for jobs, but I have to increase my hours at my current job right now just so I can like sustain myself. Kind of sucks, but that's how it is, right? That is how it is. Oh yeah, there's I do want to play Mario Kart, but I haven't had the motivation to even play recently. I've just been playing Forza 5, and programming a lot. And also just learning in general, because I program, again, a lot. So I try to learn new things, like this reset counter thing that I have on display right now. It's I had to learn a couple of things just so I can understand what's going on with like little behind the scenes kind of stuff, just so I can make the counter work. Obviously, there's like programs out there that exist, and that you can just do it by a keystroke. But I decided just to do it this way because why not? It keeps me motivated for programming, and I get to do and make stuff that I want to make. Right? It's super cool. I really do like programming. As you can tell, I program a lot of stuff on my own spare time. Right now, I'm programming something else, but I can't talk about it because it's NDA kind of thing. But that's something I'm also programming on the side, which is super cool. Which is funny because I call it an NDA, but it's also like my own free time kind of thing. As long as I get it done at a certain amount of time, I'm not getting paid for it either. I'm just kind of doing it because my friend said like, oh, it would be cool if you want to do it, but it's within a company that I can't talk about. So there's that. There's that. Yeah, I've been programming on the side, playing Forza Horizon 5, just interacting with people, working out. Not too much overall. Not too much overall. I suppose it's mostly just me just hanging out, I guess. But what really sucks is that I have to think about work now, because I need money. So I can't go bouldering anymore. I used to go to bouldering like every week, but I'm strapped for money now, because I was thinking that hopefully I was gonna get a job by this week, but I didn't, which is unfortunate. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. What's up? How are you doing? We just shiny hunting right now. But yeah, it's yeah, unfortunately I got rejected from my job interview like just today. I got the email today. I pretty much knew that I got rejected like instantly after that interview was done. And like I talked to my girlfriend and a really good friend of mine, and like they were like hoping that I got the job, but internally I knew I wouldn't because of how the performance went. And I knew it instantly because the guy that I had an interview with was shaking his head a lot. So I knew instantly like I failed, which really sucked. I was hoping I got the job though, but I couldn't get it. Yeah, but no bouldering. No bouldering. Unfortunate. It's how it is. It's how it is. Don't get me wrong, I'm really depressed about it. I'm just laughing because that's my way of coping with it. But yeah, I like this morning and early afternoon I started asking for a lot of help. It's like, hey, I need to find a job, please help me. So I asked around by like Instagram, LinkedIn, Discord, my volunteer organization as well has helped me out as well. So like hopefully I get something, right? But like it really sucks, so I have to increase my hours again, which is fine because the job I'm currently working at, I give them a lot of crap for it, but like overall the team I really like because I'm always with a good amount of people that can support me, and I feel overall okay. It's just the job itself is a little but that's like every job. Every job has pros and cons with it, which I don't really mind. As long as I'm getting income somewhere, it's fine. It's how it is. It is how it is. And I can't do much about it. I say that, but I'm not really happy about it. I'm not really the most happiest about it. Because like, if I did get the job, I was gonna like treat someone to like dinner and stuff, and treat someone else for like a present, and then I would have told my work, hey, I'm gonna be quitting, but I'm willing to work for the next 2 weeks full time or overtime if you need me to. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. At this point, you just need to work, which sucks. I am currently trying something out of it. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I mean, I can't do much about it too. It's how it is. And what sucks though, if anyone here has like applied for software development jobs or like software engineering jobs or like software in general or IT, you just know that the interview process just sucks. Well, it doesn't suck per se. Like there's some really good interviews out there. I've had the one I just recently had was decently pretty good, but it's tediously long because the one I just finished was about 4 weeks. But typically, interview processes for me in my field takes about 3 interviews, and a lot of them are tech related. And I mean like tech interviews, which is like testing your technical skill. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome indeed. But yeah, it's very, very long process. It's a very long process. I do find the interview process very intriguing though, and it is very enlightening overall because it does teach me what I need to work on here and there. Because this last interview, I realized I need to still learn a few more concepts that I should have already knew, but I just forgot. Hey, how are you doing, Nightmare? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's how it is. I don't know what to say otherwise. It just sucks. When you get rejected just for anything, it just sucks. You have that sinking feeling, and it's like, oh, ugh, disgusting. It's not good. Doesn't demotivate me though, because I'm now applying for a lot more jobs, and like I'm still programming on the side. As you can see, if you're new to the stream or new to the streams that I have here, I program a lot of stuff. The reset button or the reset counter here at the bottom left corner, I programmed that pretty quickly just because I wanted to. And like my past streams, if you've seen it, I've also programmed a lot of stuff there too. So I program a lot, and like I do it for fun. It's fun. It's fun for me. I do want a job in it though. Like I really want a job in it so I can develop my skills further. Because there's a lot of stuff that companies do that I want to learn, and like it will help me improve faster. Alright, we're about to hit 74 here. Ayo, 74. Oh yeah, and YouTube will definitely cut the music off, so if it does cut off at some point, let me know, and then I'll just reset the playlist again, because I don't know why. Because YouTube requires you, I think YouTube requires you to do premium in order for the music to not stop at like a certain point. Something like that, right? Something like that. Hopefully the music is okay for you guys. Hopefully. Yeah, I think it's okay. Judging from my audio mixer. There's nobody else right now. There's nobody else. It's just me. Unfortunately. You're stuck with me. You know what I do want to... You know what I do wish when I get a shiny? I hope it's Raikou. Or Raikou. However you want to pronounce it. Mostly because Raikou is like my favorite legendary beast. Or legendary dog from Johto. I really hope so. Because... I don't remember how the shiny is in like the later generations. Which is funny because I played Sword and Shield competitively. But in the Gen 2 games and Gen 3, it's like an orange color. It's really nice. I really like the colors. Suicune's really good too. Actually, I can show it here if you guys want to see it. Oh, that's not the right button. Here, I will pull it up. So if I go to info, here's a shiny for it. So it's really nice. Like I really like the shiny for this. We can also look at Entei. Entei's in this generation because if you look at here, it's not that different, but like it's still pretty nice overall. You can't tell by the overall sprite. Oops, not like that. And then we look at Suicune. Suicune's like the most drastically changed. Like it goes from like this color to a really pale blue. It's like a ghostly color. Super nice. And we'll see it in the overworld sprite here at some point. Oh, I think my program died. Oh yeah, it did. Give me a second. It should be set. There you go. It's at 86 right now, but I'll have it done here. Okay, there we go. Now it's updated properly. Quick bug fixing. Quick bug fixing. Oh, yeah, it's I really want the Raikou shiny. That's like my aim. But anything shiny in general will be fine with me. Because this game, if you didn't know, has if you do shiny chaining, which didn't exist in the original game, it's like only in Crystal Clear. You can increase your odds by quite a bit. However, if you're doing something like this, it's full odds, which is 1 out of 8,196, I believe. So full odds, very fun, very fun. We're about to hit 100 though. About to hit 100, and we're about to hit 50 minutes too. Very nice. But that's shiny hunting, and like I can. Actually, I have like a full team of like shiny Pokemon as well. But like I fully hunted for them. Fully hunting for them. It's like it takes a long time to shiny hunt too. And like I usually do this casually too. Not just me there. Very nice, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, if you oh yeah, there recently, like yesterday, the snow just started falling down. And like I was reading on Reddit. Oh my goodness, everyone started getting in car crashes and stuff. And I always think to myself that how does that happen? Because like obviously there's drivers who are like careful and they still get into accidents because other people do it to them. By the way, 100, now at 101. And then there's the people who don't change their tires at all, or just continue driving normally like they would in like summer or spring or fall. And I'm just like, why? Stop. You gotta understand it's winter now. It's not. You can't just drive normally. You gotta drive slower, and you gotta be more careful. The hills suck the most, and highways if they don't get cleaned up quickly because of black ice. And it's like super terrifying when you're driving if you're not careful. If you have like an all-wheel drive and like you have winter tires and stuff, it's usually fine. But if you have a rear, like RWD or rear wheel drive, it's like, ooh, yikes. All people need to drive slower and change their tires. Alright, have a good day, Nightmare. I'll see you later if you do come back. Thank you for coming to stream. Yeah, I agree though. Everyone like needs to learn how to drive slower and change their tires. Like holy crap. Like I've never seen so much. I don't want to say one word, so I'm not gonna say it. What's the word I want to use in this context? The idea of not understanding that winter is coming and snow is wet and very slippery, especially when you're driving at high speeds, is very interesting to me. It's very interesting, because if you've been driving all your life, well, since I guess like here in Canada it would have been is it 14 that you can start getting your theoretical test, or is it 16? I don't remember. But anyways, you would have to learn at that point. If you start at that age, you would have driven in winter, which then you would have known every year how the snow is like, which is baffling to me, and it still happens. So yeah, I was just lazy and had my winter tires on all year. That is not good. Maybe you should check that. Because you guys didn't know, winter tires are meant for winter tires, for winter itself. It's not meant for summer. It's there's a reason why, but yeah, I'm not gonna go into details. But I'm sure you know. 16? Okay, yeah, it's probably 16 then. But yeah, it's very interesting to say. But there's also like newer drivers who don't understand that. But they should have already kind of realized that if you're driving slow and everyone else is driving slow, you should drive slow because snow. And it's just by logic too, just physics in general. Something that I suck at, but it's, yeah. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting stuff. I think I think everyone needs to learn how to drive in winter. Because I was actually forced to learn how to drive in winter conditions for my final driver's test, which is way like it's the most terrifying thing you can ever have when you're trained to drive on like dry roads, and then suddenly the test day it's winter conditions. So like, all right, let's see what happens here. So yeah, it's very interesting. I think everyone should learn how to drive in winter conditions. Yeah, that would help you. That would help you a lot. Learning, like, if you grew up in the rural area, that will help you so quickly. Because then you learn, like, okay, the snow is not going to be cleared, like you said. And, like, then you kind of have to put in the mindset, like, okay, I have to drive slowly, or, like, I have to drive in certain areas, or else I will get stuck, kind of thing, and all that other stuff. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, this is going to be our life in Canada for, at least in the city I'm in right now, for a little bit. Because now winter's here. Can't get rid of it until like spring, which is, for us, is typically March or April. It takes a long time to get rid of snow. And then most of the year it's like just dry and hot. Like, I wish there was an actual spring, because from winter to spring it's like really nice because you can take off your jacket and it feels really good. Even though it's like 5 degrees Celsius, it feels warm. And then before spring to summer, it's like not that hot either. It's like perfect weather, in my opinion. And then summer just hits and you're just burning and sweating all day. Yeah, I like spring though. Spring is like a really nice season for me. But we don't get it often here. We don't get it. Though the rain kind of sucks, I gotta admit, here and there. It is raining a lot, but yeah. Been driving some sort of vehicle since I was like 13, but because we're rural areas. Fair though, fair. I mean, I've been driving for a while too. I've been driving to the point where I was at an age where I shouldn't be driving, but I drove because that's how it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna disclose what age I drove at, but I drove at a very young age. Is all I will say. Very, very interesting. Yeah, everyone needs. I also think that defensive driving is very important. I myself, however, haven't taken defensive driving lessons though, which I should, because now I'm just being hyper critical about the whole situation. But I think overall, it's very interesting. Everyone should learn how to do defensive driving. 10, yes. I will make a note that it's not 10. I will say, just for reference, it's younger than that. It's much younger. Well, not that much younger, but still. It is nice though to be in a house though, and like not have to worry about snow. Because there's currently the war in Ukraine, right? I don't know how they're feeling about it. Because there was recently an earthquake too, that I saw in the news. That was not good. Not good at all. Just like shaking up everything. And like it's gonna be December soon. which is baffling to me because it's already November 3rd. Very crazy. Time flies really fast. Time flies really fast. And to be honest, like, by the time winter's done, I'm gonna be going into my birthday and I'm like, holy, I got 1 year old already out of nowhere. And that's crazy to me. That is crazy. Oh yeah, I want to boulder though, but I can't. I've been advised not to, and it's a smart idea. Don't boulder when you have no money. Alright, I gotta work out. I gotta work out, but bouldering is fun. Bouldering is so much fun. Alright, we're gonna hit 200s very soon. You can already tell, like, it's almost been half an hour, and we're just, like, kind of chilling here. We're not really doing too much. We are not doing too much at all. Oh yeah, another topic that I was thinking of. Man, I didn't realize that Forza was a pretty good game overall. Like, there's some pros and cons behind it, obviously, but I really like the game. And it's like very customizable too, because you can make it into like a drift car or a rear wheel drive. You can also make it into like an all-wheel drive, which is really nice. You can make it drift, or you can make it like just turn. That's very, very hard and in a very sticky way. So yeah, it's very nice. There's a lot of cars in it too, unlike Need for Speed's Hot Pursuit 2010 remastered, which yeah, your wrist hurts? Jeez. Okay, that's fair. Probably shouldn't. That's a good reason not to go bouldering at all. It's a very, very good reason. You gotta make sure your wrist is okay, you know? Gotta make sure. Have you been doing like hand exercises or wrist exercises? Well, slowly, obviously, because, you know, kind of hurts. So I'm guessing it's strained or something. But I'm no doctor. I can't say anything, to be honest. Oh, you're gonna get a brace. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that is very important to get then. That brace will help a lot. Yeah, I need to save up money for a bit. I'm probably gonna tell them that I'm gonna work the holidays as well, my current job, and then I'll be able to boulder again and reduce my hours to 24 hours per week instead. Because right now I only work 8 hours per week, which is ridiculous. Like, if you think about it, how the heck am I living right now in like these conditions? And I'm like, well, I have a lot of savings, so I can survive for a while, right? But like, I'm at the point where I'm gonna have to start dipping into my savings, and I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to, and my very best, increase my hours, but not to the point where it hinders me, where I can't job hunt, but also cannot do volunteering as well. So I had to play like a really balanced game there. You stretch once a day, but you can't spin stick. Okay, here's bad. Yo, at some point you will. Don't worry, don't worry. You will be able to spin your stick again. Spinning the stick is very important. And it's good exercise too. Oh, you know what would be good though? Actually, it's a bad idea. Now that I think about it, I was gonna suggest like running in the snow because it provides like traction and like resistance, but I realized no, it's too cold out there. I don't want to do it. I don't want to suggest that idea. All right, we're gonna hit 200 here very soon. Very, very soon we'll hit 200. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. Remember, the odds are 1 at 8,196. So we have a long ways to go. We have a really long way to go to like shiny hunt. And like this is full odds. This is full odds. Which to me, like, I always looked at these shiny hunters and I always thought to them, man, they are crazy to do this, and they're absolutely like amazing people to do it because they have so much patience to actually do it. And I have zero. I'm just doing it because I'm like, because I kind of want to. I want the shiny Raikou. Never run in the first snow, it's slippery as I mean, yeah, exactly. I was like, it may not be a good idea. It may not be a good idea at all. Oh, I want to build a snowman though. I haven't built a snowman for in ages now. That would be cool, you know? That would be cool. Alright, we hit the 30-minute mark. I'm about 16 seconds late, but that's okay. Oh yeah, we're at 205 resets as well. Pretty nice, pretty chill. It like went by pretty quickly. Like by the time we keep going, like this stream is gonna be a long time. It's gonna keep going for a while. Is what I'll tell you guys right now. We're gonna keep going for a few hours here, because we have to get those little gains, right? We can't just stop at 200. We gotta go for like 1,000 at least, which we'll probably hit pretty quickly. It's not that bad. Like every 200's half an hour, so every 400's an hour. Not bad, right? So in like 3 hours, we'll hit 1.2k, which is like pretty quick. I think it didn't reset properly, but that's okay. There we go. Snowman is fine. Yeah, Snowman is pretty good though. Like I haven't built one for a long time. Like I think the last time I built a snowman was like elementary now. That was years ago. Absolutely years ago. I always, you know what just came into my mind too? I kind of want to like, I don't want to snowboard, but I want to go down a hill on like in a sled. Like I never had that experience, at least from what I remember. Or maybe I did and I'm too young to remember, or I just forgot. I don't know. But I want to do that. Like the feeling of just going down really quickly and having the possibility of like spinning or like flipping over while going downhill on like snow. Sounds stupid, but I want to do it. I kind of want to do it. And there's like a lot to do like with snow as well, which is very surprising when you think about it. Because you can do like snowball fights, snow fortress, snowman building. You can make ice sculptures if you're like really good into it, because then you can like do some other stuff with it. Freeze the snow into ice, or like grab water, freeze it, make ice sculptures, enter ice sculpture like competitions. What the heck? Those people are Impressive. Holy, they're really impressive. Just like shiny hunters, which I can't do because I don't have that much patience. But I'm just doing it because I kind of need to bring my mood back up. Alright, if I blue screen at some point, by the way, I apologize. I didn't properly dispose of the data sometimes in Python. So I may have screwed up at some point when I wrote this program, but that's okay. I will know when I blue screen and when the stream ends. But I'm pretty sure Python should be able to handle it. Should be. Like, I'll know. Like, I'll know by the time, like, everything slows down and stuff. But it should be okay. Oh, you know what? There's so much I want to do. There's so much I want to do. But I need money. I need money. Like, there's so much stuff I want to do. I also want to enter the Mario Kart Wii tournaments or competitions more often, but they're always on weekends. And that's when it's most active and I can't participate because I'm working on weekends. Well, I only work the Sunday for now. I'm going to, like I mentioned, I'm going to increase my hours as well. But the Saturday is used for volunteering only, so I can't take the Saturday, and then Sunday I'm just busy. Kinda sucks, but that's how it is. That's how it is. Right, I want to see, because I'm actually I think I was debugging something the other day. I was trying to figure out why a program wasn't working. I realized it was just one stupid mistake. I missed one letter in my program. Because in Python, when you are writing to a file, for example, and this was my issue. A lot of times if you just want to write to the file in Python, all you have to do is do like the variable name of the file. So I would just call it file, for example, and then I would have to open it because in program you have to open it, write to it, and then close it. Just how you would when you open up Notepad, for example, you would open the program, write something, and then close the program. Same thing with programming. You would have to open it up, write to it, and close it. But when I opened it, everything was fine. Nothing was breaking stuff. But when I wrote it, which in Python it would be the variable name dot write, and then in circle brackets or like the curve brackets that you would see, I didn't put in the right parameters for it, which is like something that tells the program, hey, this is what you should do. I was trying to write it into binary code, but I forgot to add a single letter, which is in Python WB, and I only put the W in because it just means write, but I didn't put write byte. So I screwed up. Now I took like a few days just to look for it. It's like, why isn't it not working? And I realized, oh wait, I'm stupid. I should have just realized that immediately, but I didn't. It's all good now. Like, it works. I just have to do some other stuff with it. But programming is very interesting stuff. It's like cooking. When you cook, you're like, you taste something and you don't know what's missing sometimes, or like there's that one ingredient that just feels off and you have to figure out what it is and you have to retrace your steps. It's kind of like that. Oh, I should make eggs. I was talking to some friends. I was talking to you last night, Yuan, about making eggs. And I was like, I should make eggs. But I didn't make eggs this morning because, well, I got that email and I got really depressed. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. I'll probably make it after I'm done the stream. Probably make some omelets. Ooh, omelets would be nice. I'll probably make an omelet, salad, kind of. Oh, I'll make an egg salad because there's some salad I have to make or use up, and I could probably make a vinaigrette and stuff. That would be nice. That would be nice to do. I think that would be a good way to eat. Just give myself more energy for later in the day, because I'm probably going to program a bit more. No, not yet. I read the email this morning. And I was like, and my heart sank. I told a couple of my friends, and my girlfriend's like, yeah, I got rejected. So, and I just laid in bed, kind of rolling around, and wasn't really motivated, because at that point I felt really, really alone, and I didn't like to move at that point. I kind of just want to be left alone in that moment kind of situation. So I just stayed in bed. Didn't really think about anything. I'm a little better now after talking to someone. And after sending a bunch of messages to like different platforms asking for help to get hired. Like I feel a little bit better now. Obviously I still want to hang out with someone because I'm that type of person. I'm really introverted, to be honest. Like I'm 100% introverted. Like I can live on my own and be by myself on my own. Like if you gave me a space, I'll thrive in it pretty easily. But there are times where like if I feel really, really sad or like I feel depressed and stuff, I kind of want to be with someone because I have a history of having depression back in 2017. It got really bad at a point where I was very close to doing the deed that would have been very awful. We'll just keep it that way. I've recovered pretty fine though. Like I was able to get out of it eventually through a lot of therapy and stuff, and like years of just like kind of training myself to think more positively and all that other stuff. Like there's a lot of process I had to do to get myself out of it behind the story scenes. But one of the ways I'm able to do that is like be around with friends and stuff. And so like not being able to see anyone while being in this state is not the best for me. Which is why I'm streaming, by the way. So I can keep my mind off of things easily. But yeah. Like the friend I'm hanging out with, they said they're not able to hang out until Wednesday next week, which really sucks because that's 6 days from now. We're gonna watch a movie together, and that'll be nice. But I just need something off my mind. Even if it's like 6 days later, it's fine for me. If anything, it's decent. And that's why I really like bouldering too, because it's like I get to move around a bit and like enjoy company on top of that. It's a little different though, because I want to see the people in person rather than calling in this case. For me, it's a little weird. Yeah. Yeah, art is a good way of doing it too, right? Art is a really good way of doing it. For me, it's programming and like playing games with people or like hanging out with people in person. Yeah, there's different ways of coping with this kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, I don't have it as severe as I did back in 2017 nowadays. Like, I'm far, far better now. Like, I'm in a pretty good state where I don't think about that stuff anymore. But there are times where my mindset just nosedives hard. And like this is like one of the cases where it happened. That's how it is though. It is how it is. Man, we're getting close to 300 here. We are getting close. Eventually we'll hit like 400 too. It only takes 15 minutes to get up to 100. That's crazy to me. That is crazy. It's pretty fast. Oh, yeah, you guys haven't seen Nguyen's art? You guys gotta check it out. Very nice art. Very nice. Gotta always check out their stuff. His stuff is really good. And he also streams on Twitch. You should go see him on Twitch. Do it. Do it! But yeah. Yeah, I just stream. I just stream program. It's fun. I like programming. It's really fun for me. I get very annoyed here and there, though, because there are times where... By the way, 300, by the way. Let's go, 300. Woo! But when I program, there are times where it's, like, really annoying. Like, you're trying to find this one bug, and you're like, where's this bug? I don't know where the bug is. Yeah. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, like, oftentimes when I program, I do like, sections of programming. So I would do, like, okay, I need to implement this part only, and then test it and see if it works, kind of thing. So if I want to, for example, let's take back the example of, like, opening a file and writing to it and closing it. I would test that and make sure 100% that it works. Even though I've done it 100 times, I would still do it consistently, so yeah. You can come over to my place for a bit. You know what? I'm kind of down. Not gonna lie. I'm kind of down. Only if your roommate's okay with that too, though. I can't say names. I obviously know their name, but I'm not allowed to say their name, so yeah. Yo, Choi, I'm down. I'm actually kind of down. I do kind of want to hang out. But I'll need to make food first for myself, because, you know, it's not a good idea to drive and not eat beforehand, and, like, at least something. I need to eat something beforehand, and, like, just make sure I'm good. Yeah, that'll be nice, that'll be nice. And it won't be, like, a long time. It will probably be only, at most, an hour or two. Because I don't want to keep them up for a long time as well, because that is an issue. Yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna grab my phone because it's been charging for a while. So I'll be right back. I'll be back in, like, not even 30 seconds. Okay, I am back. I have my phone now. I just have to untangle this earbud though, because sometimes the earbuds gets tangled really quickly, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. And I only grab my phone because I have to check for emails and stuff. So yeah, just having to make sure. Okay, yeah. It's good that I grabbed my phone because there's a lot of important information here. Alright, that's good to know. That is very good to know. Alright, this is why I grabbed my phone, just in case. Okay, and there's also an update too. I'm gonna have to restart my update on my phone. I can't. I love programming. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it so much. I can do so much cool shite. Who's it? You know what I want to do? I want to, like, program my own timer at some point. That'll be cool. But I know it requires me to understand a couple more things that has to do with the... I think it's the processor or the CPU. in this case. I can't remember what it involves, but like in order to get real-time effects, like it involves some other stuff too. Yeah, I kind of want to do that, but I gotta finish my other project first. I have like so many other projects going on, but the one project I have to do is like really important, and I gotta like focus on that. Yeah, it'll be cool though. It would be cool. Cause I don't really like installing programs on my computer. I like to keep it clean, and if I want to make sure it's good, I would load up a virtual machine or like a secondary computer or a virtualized computer inside a computer. Obviously, right now I'm streaming it on my actual computer right now, but if it's like a program that I don't really trust, I tend to download stuff onto my virtual machine just so it's like I can see if there's anything wrong with it. Obviously, the programs I'm using right now I trust a lot, like VS Code, which is a code editor, for example, that I can make code, and that's how I made this code. But there's that. Steam is also a good one. Discord. I use Brave browser instead of Firefox. Firefox is pretty good though. I only swapped off of Firefox because it got really bad with the ads and stuff, and I just didn't want to download plugins at that point. OBS I'm obviously using right now, and some other stuff, right? So yeah, there's a lot of good apps out there that I can trust, but there's some apps I don't really trust, like Genshin Impact, which is really unfortunate because it's not a bad game if you think about it, because it has a lot of content, has a lot of characters. Though gacha, let's be honest here, it's a gacha game. It's a free-to-play gacha game. But it isn't an overall good game, quote unquote. It's just the way that they introduce the anti-system is kind of sketchy to me, in my opinion. And the fact that it's really easy to breach into someone's account and steal their account, change their password, and prevent the original user to get in is also kind of terrifying, in my opinion. There's like a couple of security issues that I don't agree with, which is why well, for one, I got bored of the game. That was like the main issue, because I didn't really care at the time before I started learning programming. But like nowadays, when I look, it's like I don't really trust it, in my opinion. Like I would not touch it with without a 10-foot pole unless I installed it on a virtual machine, which I cannot do unless I had 2 graphics card and then had a Linux machine that can virtualize everything, which it gets really complicated at that point. You guys should watch a YouTuber called Some Ordinary Gamers, which I think he used to be a system administrator or something like that, but he uses Arch Linux, for example, which is the computer that he uses as his distro. For example, I use Windows, so Linux would be his other thing, would be what he's using. But he went into a lot of depth as like to how you can virtualize and contain a Windows computer inside Linux, and like the way you would do it is that you could just use one graphics card, but it's a little weird. There's not a really good way of doing it with NVIDIA graphics cards, which is what I have. It's for Linux, typically it's better if you have an AMD card and an AMD processor, because then at that point you can kind of modify what you need to do with it, and it's a little bit easier process. There's like a whole tutorial about it on Some Ordinary Gamers YouTube channel, but I wanted to do that during the summer. Like I tried doing that over the summer. I couldn't do it. It was a little too difficult for me. Also, I just realized that it's playing music. Woo! There it is. Okay. Okay, we should be good now. But yeah, I wanted to try doing it because security for me is really important. And I actually asked this a lot for a lot of the interviews I go into for programming, one of the biggest questions I usually ask developers that are interviewing me is their way of like implementing security protection and like all that for their code and like their company and so forth. And surprisingly, they have a lot of companies have different answers to this question, which is it's good, but also it's kind of terrifying to think that there's no standard as well because of how wide of a range that attackers can use to get into a company's information. And like that's really terrifying when you think about it. Because then you know that there's no for sure safe fail if you implement one way of a security measure, because you then know that there's some flaws with it, if that makes sense. But it's a good question to ask because I really think about security and all that. That's why I wanted to go into Linux and like create a virtualized Windows computer so that I can play my games still using a Windows computer, but I'm still on Linux kind of thing, right? But I don't have the resources to do it right now, especially with the graphics card I use. And I would need to do some other stuff and tinkering with it, and I would need to think about how I set it up better. But that's probably one of my more major projects I want to work on when I have money. Because then it's more so like a hardware kind of issue, and like understanding the command line on top of that and understanding what to do with it. I kind of want to learn a bit more because I feel comfortable in Linux, but not comfortable enough, if that makes sense. I feel like I can still step out my bubble and learn a lot more out there. Because Windows, I feel really comfortable at this point because I just use it every day, and I feel like I know the ins and outs of it now. But there's all this kind of stuff. But Linux, I definitely feel like I need more practice on, and like being able to use Linux as my primary operating system would be good. And then learning how to use the command line properly as an everyday essential tool would also be good. Because with Windows, it's more so an ease of like, oh, it's already there, you don't have to do much about it. But like where Linux, especially with Arch Linux, which is a rolling, I believe it's called a rolling distro, which means it's like it constantly updates like a lot. So Arch Linux itself, like you have to be careful what you update and stuff, and if it breaks, then you have to know how to unbreak it. There's like some other stuff too, but yeah, I would really like to just have a Linux machine just use Linux, and then if I want to play games, have it so that it runs a Windows virtual machine while being able to contain everything and make sure that I don't get my information leaked and so forth, so that I could play Genshin for example, and like use for example a filter email and so forth and all that. Oh, give me a second. Okay, sorry. I just got a spam call. Yeah, I got a spam call, so that was interesting. I have to pick up my phone like pretty often because, again, job interviews and so forth and potential like setups for interviews. So I have to pick up every call no matter what, which kind of sucks. It just makes my phone prone to like security issues. Which again, I wish I didn't have to all the time, but it's how it is. I have to call, like, pick up every phone call this way. I wish I didn't have to, because then I could, because I want to change my number at some point on my phone, because then it refreshes my phone number, and also I don't get as much spam callers anymore and all that other stuff. But obviously that's not gonna happen, because obviously I'm still like in the interview processes right now. Until I find a job, I won't be able to change my phone number, and that's unfortunate. We're also gonna hit 400 here very soon. One more. One more. 400. Let's go. We're at 400. Woo! And we're about an hour in now. 1 hour in. Give it up to 400. But yeah, we're getting there though. We are getting there. I do want to actually, like, over the summer, I think it was at the end of August, I went to Vancouver. It was a really nice place, a very good place to just vacation. Honestly, we didn't go to like a lot of tourist trap areas because they're not really fun in our opinion, except for one. We went to the suspension bridge, which was pretty nice overall. And we went on the ferry, I guess. But we wanted to go to Victoria anyway, so it was like, you know what, we'll just do it this way. But I kind of want to work there in Vancouver. That would be cool, because Vancouver is like a really nice and beautiful city overall. There's a lot of issues with downtown still. If you have gone to Vancouver or lived in Vancouver before, you know what street I'm talking about specifically in downtown. There's a lot of issues there as well. But yeah, it's still overall a really nice city. I love seafood overall. After like going to that city, like my perspective of seafood has changed quite a bit. Honestly, guys, there's some stuff I still don't like octopus. Like I don't like octopus at all. I really don't like it unless you put it into like something hidden. It's something I cannot see, like takoyaki, which I can still feel the texture. It's like because I don't like the toughness of the octopus. It's really weird for me. It's really, really weird. At least, yeah, that's something I just can't handle that much. Yeah, I do want to go back at some point or work there. That would be nice. Because I applied for a lot of jobs in Vancouver as well. And I'll probably apply for more jobs in Vancouver, because I have a friend that lives there, that's currently going to school for University of British Columbia. No, wait. No, they're going to University of Vancouver. But that doesn't change the point that they do live there. So like, I could ask around. Hopefully they can help me with that stuff. On top of that, like, find a room and be able to live there. That'll be nice though. And the job that I could potentially get would also help me on top of that. There's a lot of good stuff about it. Like, honestly, I'm willing to travel anywhere. I'm willing to travel anywhere and everywhere if I have to, just get a job. we're about to hit 4:30 here. I mean, it's 4 o'clock here right now, which is funny. Now we're at 4:30. Let's go! Woo! Alright, if you guys are curious about how I made this program, the reset thing right now, the one that's kind of counting my resets, it's what I'm reading here is the amount of lines that I used to create this code was 31 lines. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Very easy program too. I just have to figure out the logic behind it. And like why certain things didn't work properly, but that's how it is. Like the logic behind it is a little weird. Like if I explain this, it might make sense. So right now I'm using, I guess I'm using 4 buttons technically. So I'm using the W button, right, to move up. And then one of the ways I can activate this code, because right now at this moment it's sleeping. But the way I would activate it is that I have to press the enter button and then a key combination, which would be the reset button. And that allows the counter to go up by 1. And the logic I have here is that if I press the enter button on my keyboard, turn on the program and wait for the key combination, which is Control R for me right now, to, which I didn't do there, so I'll just do it again. There we go. So if I press enter, the program waits until it sees the keyboard press the 2 buttons that I need to activate it, which then will proceed to increase the counter by 1 and display it on screen. And then afterwards it just recycles again and again until like I decide to close the program or like I exit it out, which is what I have here. Which I'm not going to exit out the program now. Not right now. There's no way I'm doing that. But yeah, it sounds really easy, and it's pretty easy to set up as well. It's just setting it up and understanding how the logic will be like when you're writing the code. And that to me is fascinating because I like to plan stuff out. I like making stuff and planning stuff out. Super cool. Super, super cool. Oh yeah, and while I was programming last night, I was watching my friend Balmizoa, which is also another Twitch streamer that I know. You guys should go over there and use your Twitch primes on him, as well as Nguyen. Those 2 of the great streamers that I watch. But I was watching his stream last night. Well, not last night. I guess yesterday morning. He decided to do almost a 24-hour stream. Almost. I say almost because he didn't hit that. He almost hit it. I think he hit up to 21 or 22 hours. Just so he can finish the Genshin freaking update. And I'm like, why? Why are you this crazy? Why are you like this? I could never do a 24, like an almost 24-hour stream because that's ridiculous. Let alone stay up for that long. And to be honest, I have stayed up that long, but I know how I function at that point. It's not a good time. It's not a good time at all. It's a very bad time. Because I started having memory loss. I started falling asleep when I just sit down. Like if I'm standing, I'm okay. But like as soon as I sit down, I like quickly fall asleep. Which really sucks. And there's some other stuff too. Like being unable to follow along or like losing what is it called? I forgot the word for it. Focus, there you go. Losing focus as well is pretty easy for me. I find that I get dehydrated a lot quicker because I'm not conscious about drinking water that often, which kind of sucks as well. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I don't really like staying up that long, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. speaking of water, I'm just drinking water right now. That's why I haven't spoken at all. But drink your water. Drink your water. Do it. And what's great about this program too is I can do it with one hand. I don't have to think too much about it. Alright, we're gonna hit 500 very soon, which is very... Like, the pace we're going is pretty good, in my opinion. We're at a good pace right now. And eventually we'll hit it. Oh, I remember. Okay, I'm just looking at the programs that I've made so far for the last year now. So up to now, and then up to like a year ago, there's like this program that I have that I haven't finished yet. I should finish that too. Oh, there's so much. But the problem with the program that I'm looking at right now is that it requires to do some advanced level stuff. So like, I would have to learn how to one web scrub, which means just grab the information that I need from a website. But it depends on the website type itself, which could be either static or dynamic. And like the website I'm dealing with is dynamic, which is much harder in that case. And then on top of that, I would also have to learn how to do auto logins and auto filling what I need in order for the function to work properly. So there's a couple of things there, and I'll need to do this without having to open a browser, which for some people is pretty easy, but for me I don't have that experience right now and I have to learn that. But I do want to try to learn that at some point. It would be cool to do, which then I just have to press like a button and it'll be done. It's like, oh, done. Okay, I don't have to think about it. And then instead of like logging in all the time and like all that, and also I'll have it encrypted and stuff. Like I'll have all the information encrypted and secured, and I'll make sure of that. But yeah, that's something I want to do at some point. That'll be good. That'll be pretty cool. I also want to program something for Mario Kart Wii for my streams, but I haven't fully grasped the concept that I want to do yet. Because right now, so I made 2 programs for my stream. One of them is the API table bot, which if you have been to my streams, you would know that it displays the current standings of which teams are in what positions. Top 3 being specific, and then the team that I'm on and what place it is in. If not, it shows the players instead. One of the problems with that is that I found out a while ago during stream that there was a character, what is it called? There was an issue with the character length of one person's name, which then broke my entire system, which is odd to me in my opinion. It shouldn't have done that, because when I read the code, it felt like when I did it, it should have been fine. But there's something definitely wrong, and it's probably my logic. And then the other one I made was grabbing data from the Mario Kart Wii Lounge's website. So what I'm doing with that information is that instead of me doing a web scrub of it, which what I talked about is just grabbing the information from the website itself, instead what I'm doing is that I'm downloading the Excel file that they have provided on their website, which you can find on their website. And every hour I have the system download it, like download the specific file that I need. As long as the program is on and running, it will download it every hour. And I will just grab the information I need to use. So if I want to display my matchmaking ranking or my my other stuff that I need, then I will be able to grab it. The problem is that it downloads a file and takes a little bit of time here and there. It's still really fast, I think I tested it out. It was about 15 milliseconds, which is pretty decent overall for downloading and showing data pretty quickly. But I feel like I can still get it a little bit faster maybe. But I want to try to do it. By the way, 501 now. Very nice. But I want to try something with web scraping with that kind of program and then testing it out from there. The only problem is that it's a dynamic website and it makes things very tricky at that point. Because then I have to figure out, okay, well, I need to grab the data every so hours, for example. Or like every 30 minutes or something. And then it would update and all that. And the rest of the process is pretty straightforward. But what I want to do is I want to grab the I want to grab data from the servers. So in Marker-We, there's a service called the Winfrey service or Winfrey server. What I want to do is that I want to grab data and be able to find people in different rooms by searching it through my own username, and then be able to display that. And that way, I'll be able to display certain information that I wouldn't be able to get through Tablebot or Marker-We Lounge's data at all. So there's like a couple of beneficial things of it. The problem is that I don't have access to that API, which is a way for me to gain access to the data and be able to use it so that I can display specific data that I need for a program. I don't have access to that. If it exists somewhere, I can't find it. So it's definitely hidden somewhere that I have no clue where, or it's just private, which again makes sense. You should keep it private unless you want people to do other stuff with it. But I do want to do something with it, but I don't have access to it, and it's unfortunate. I think you have to be a developer or like at least a tester or something to be able to gain access to these APIs, which again, I don't have time for that. I really don't have that time. But I would love to do that or do something with it. I just want to make something out of it. I just haven't fully grasped what I want to do overall, because there's a lot of planning involved to be able to understand what I need to make the program work. And the program that I'm thinking of what I want to make could take up to 500 to 1,000 lines, which is again a small program, which to some people that sounds ridiculous. Like 500 to 1,000 lines of code sounds stupid. It sounds like a lot of code, but you gotta also think in retrospect that there's a lot of programs out there. There's at least 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. If we look at Microsoft and like Twitter's code base, oh my goodness, there's at least 1 billion. Oh my goodness, you don't want to debug that. And that's why you have to test everything. You have to make sure everything is good. But yeah, like the API Tablebot program that I made, just so I can show it on screen, like the data I need for on stream. That was about 500 to 700 lines of code right there. About 500 to 700 lines. Ever since like I showed the code, I updated it a little bit, so it's up to 500 to 700 lines of code now. And that's pretty small overall. It didn't take me long. It took me about at most a week, and that was because a lot of the time that took me to do the program was testing and debugging, which is what takes the most time when it comes to developing, because you have to test a lot in order to make sure everything goes smoothly. So yeah, there's a couple of stuff there. I still didn't play Persona 5, by the way. I want to buy the game, but I don't have the money for it. I really want the game, but I can't buy it right now. And the reason why I can't is because I'm already buying Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 100%. Like, there's no way that I'm not buying it. Which is stupid, because that's just me coping with the fact that Pokemon companies just... Well, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people understand how not the best, how It's not. Pokemon Company is very interesting with their business motive, especially with like recent Pokemon games. Except Pokemon Arceus, it's pretty good. I haven't fully completed yet, which again I haven't found the time to because I've just been programming and playing other games as well, and job hunting obviously. But from what I've played so far, it's a really good game. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl though, oh my goodness, that's an awful remake. And what sucks too is that Game Freak didn't make the game. Like, they didn't create the game at all. They just directed it, which you then know that Game Freak made all the decisions of what should be and should not be in the game, which is absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. But my hope is that from what I've seen in the trailer, it would be okay. I don't have a high bar. Anything that beats Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Sword and Shield. But Sword and Shield is pretty good because of the competitive scene. Because the competitive scene was amazing. Because you were able to do so much stuff with competitive, and it's like it doesn't take long to make a competitive team. It was great. It was awesome. I loved the competitive side of it. I made a penguin. I made a penguin that was like really good in competitive play, single player. It was great. But anyways, here's hoping that it goes well. And like I'm excited, but also as a Pokemon fan, sketched out because I know if I put my beliefs into it, it's not gonna go well. So I'm saying my bar pretty low. Pretty low. That's okay. That is okay. It'll just be a while. Yeah, I can't buy Persona though because of that. So, but I've heard it's a really good game. Like really good game. But I can't afford it. And plus, like, someone already gave me a game called Phasmophobia, which I played for about... How long did I play it for? Half an hour? Hour? With a couple of friends. That was good. Honestly, I'm terrified though, because scary games and me is not a good mixture most of the time. Because I freak out pretty easily when it comes to horror games and like just horror genre in general. So yeah. This is emulated. This is emulated. It's a Pokemon Crystal Clear, so it's a enhanced version of Pokemon Crystal. Oh, it was an hour? Okay. Yeah, it's about an hour then. And yeah, just so everyone knows, we are doing full odds shiny hunting right now. We are doing the full odds. So we're gonna be here for a while. It will be a little bit. We're hoping to aim for at least 1.2k before we end off the stream for today, because then at least it's a nice number, and that would end up about 3 hours. And 2 hours from now would be 6 o'clock for me. So that'll be a good time for dinner. And I like food. I really like food. Food is good. Food is very nice. But yeah, the aim for this hunt right now is at least one of them is a shiny. One of them. At some point, they will have to appear as shiny, right? And yeah, everything is programmed on this screen here. So the resets counter here is an automation program that I created for specifically the stream only. So if you're not used to that, welcome. I'm a programmer. I program random stuff here and there for stream, and I like to do that. It makes the streaming viewing experience a little bit better for a lot of people, and it's a lot easier for me. I don't have to press a bunch of buttons. And I also do Mario Kart, but I haven't played Mario Kart for a while now. Yeah, I want a shiny Raikou, specifically Raikou or Raikou. But honestly, it doesn't matter to me overall. I really like this music, this OST. It's a really good OST here. Yeah, now it showed up. Okay, there we go. Wavetable. It's really nice. If you heard of this OST somewhere, you probably heard it on a Summoning Salt video. It's a really good OST. Patricia is a really good composer and musician, so suggest you should check them out. And like, it gives really nice vibes too. I don't know if you can hear it. You can kind of hear it. Maybe I'll increase the volume a little bit. There we go. Doors or wheels? I would say... I don't know. It's a hard question. Also, I think the stream is dropping. Give me a second. I think sometimes it does this. And so I gotta... Okay. Okay, I think we're good. For doors or wheels? I don't know, because I don't know the context behind this either. I mean, they're both useful, right? They're both useful in their own way. I'm not too sure. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what I would choose. Because I'm having issues like, well, the wheels are getting really dirty. But then doors handles get really dirty. But then wheels gets mobility. And doors gives privacy. I don't know. Huh. That's a hard question. I don't know. That's a really hard question. I guess doors in this case? I don't know. That's a really hard question. I'm having issues trying to answer it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What kind of question is that though? I don't know. Cause you put me on the spot, it's like, that's a... I didn't think that would be a question that would break me. Cause I don't... Cause you would think that's simplistic. More context, are there more doors or more wheels in the world? Okay, more doors or more wheels in the world. Okay. Okay, we gotta think about that now. If we think about it, I think there's more wheels. And to be honest, the reason why I say that is because if you look at most countries have a four-wheel vehicle. If we're going to say, I don't know, like one of the Eastern countries, a lot of them ride motorcycles and like some stuff, which is only two wheels, but it's still double of what a door is most of the time. And we also have to consider that not everyone has a full home like you would have typically in like North America. So I would think there's more wheels in this case in the world. Oh, so we just hit 600. Very nice. Do house doors count? I just think in general, just doors in general. Like car doors, house doors. Like every door I think just counts in general. But I still think there's more wheels. Just because if we think about it, every person, a lot of people in North America has a car, which is 4 wheels, right? And typically a lot of houses can hold up to more than one person, right? If there's only one person in an apartment, okay, that's fair. But if it's like a big house, there's probably more than one person in there. But typically one person drives a motor vehicle, or like rides a bike or something, right? Because I know in Amsterdam there's a lot of people that rides bikes more often, so you also have to consider that too. I think there's more wheels. More wheels in general. And it also includes like rollerblades, or like scooters, bikes I just mentioned, cars, trucks. There's like a lot. There's a lot. That's what I think. What a difficult question. I didn't think I would be signing up for Statistics 101. I didn't think I would go back to uni right then and there. That's like, I can see a university midterm have this question. It's like, in this case, you have to think a lot about it. And like logically thinking why this would be the answer. There could be no wrong answer. I don't know, right? But you have to give your reasoning behind it. What a difficult question. Yeah, but if we're talking about a bike or a scooter, there's no doors, 2 wheels. Keep that in mind. And then there's like, when we're talking about bikes, there's no door. Scooters have no doors. Rollerblades have 4 wheels on each shoe, which is 8. No doors. Right? There's a lot of context behind it. True. That is true. Hold on. I'm also getting frame drops right now. Give me a second. Give me a second. We're just gonna look into this. Because sometimes it just doesn't want to work. Okay, should be stabilized. Or mostly stabilized, at least. Yeah, okay, I think we're good. No, you're right. A building might have like hundreds of doors. 0 wheels. I still think it's still more wheels than doors, personally. Just because we're also considering poorer countries too. And those countries typically only have 1 or 2 doors. If you actually afford a home, which again, it's quite difficult given the circumstances. And especially the war nowadays, which broke down a bunch of stuff. Right? So there's a lot of stuff. If you ask me, like, I don't know. Question's hard. Question's very hard. Also, this is not Fire Emblem. The music is not Fire Emblem. I can guarantee you that. Give me a second. Let me fix that. That is. There we go. That should update. Or a semi-truck, 2 doors and 10 wheels on a cab alone. A window? No, because it has to have... Okay. Okay, we're getting into the weird spot now. No, it should not count as a door. Because you have to physically be able to go through it with ease and not have to deal with the ability to shrink yourself, crawl through it, or such thing. And on top of that, there has to be a handle of some sort, or like some sort of rotary thing or something. We're getting into the technicals though, but a door should just be a door with what are those screws called? See, I'm not a mechanic or like a construction worker, or I'm not good with my hands with that stuff. I don't know what those screws are called. I'm staring at it because I have a door behind me. That's debatable though. That's kind of debatable if you think about it. Because in that case, why would you call a window when you could call a window a door, right? Why would you call a window a window? That's kind of the argument there. I get the doggy door though. But why would you call a window and not a door? That's my question. See, the sliding doors is weird. Oh no, sliding doors is fine. But the rotating doors is... What is it called officially? I don't remember. I can't search it up right now. Because my program would break if I do something. Actually, no. Well, it wouldn't break. It would just be wonky. Hold on. Let me find it here. Let me find it here. Nope. I cannot spell with on my phone. Revolving door. There we go. Because sometimes you can't even use it, right? Which is weird. Yeah, the door should be considered like a gear count as a wheel. No. That's I'll say it again. Why would you call a gear if it's not, if you want to call it a wheel? Wait, no, that doesn't make no. Anyways, we're getting far off topic now. My answer was wheels at the end of the day. I don't think that would change. Don't think it would change at all. Actually, I need water though. That's what I need to change. I need to drink more water. That's what I need to change. Okay, I drink water. Very nice. Yeah, like the rotating door should be fine. But a window should not count, because again, there's a reason why it's called a window. I would like to believe that our ancestors chose the word window for a good reason. But then again, if we think about it, the Roman language is weird when you're translated to English, which kind of sucks. There's a lot of mistranslations about some stuff. Just like how, okay, this is my grip about what is it called? The translation from Japanese games to English games, like the translation in between it. There's some mistranslations for it, which is fair. Like there's some stuff that won't make sense if you translate into English when you're trying to understand like a pun, for example, or a joke. But something like in Paper Mario, for example, the original Paper Mario I'm talking about here. One of the areas that you would go to is called Dry Ruins. But in Mario Kart 64, the Calamari Desert was supposed to be called Dry Desert or Dry Ruins, but it wasn't because of a translation error. Which should have been called that, and then there's some other stuff too. Language is hard. Language is very hard. Yeah, we're gonna get close to the 700 here soon. We're getting very, very close. And I've dropped about 3K in frames. Very nice. That's okay. I'll probably reduce the Oh, a hinge. Thank you. There we go. I couldn't remember what it's called, but yeah, a hinge. Oh, frames dropping again. Actually, can I change the bitrate while I'm streaming? I can. Hold on. Let me do this. I'm just gonna reduce it. It should be better now. Yeah, give me a second. I'm just gonna change a couple of stuff here so it's like a lot better for you guys. Because then I can make it so that it's not so buggy. And I can do it right now anyways, so it's not too bad of a deal. Okay, that should be... So the quality should have dropped a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, there we go. Windows can have hinges too. Okay. But what's the actual definition for a window and a door? That's what defines it. That's the thing. There's definitions for this. In fact, I have my phone here. I can grab it here. A hinge, sliding, or revolving barrier at the entrance to a building, room, or vehicle, or a framework of a cupboard. What? Why is it a cupboard? And then it says a doorway, and used to refer to a distance from one building in a row to another. Oh, that's distance, okay. So it says here, yeah, usually swinging or sliding barrier by which an entry is closed and open. That's not good. That's not a good definition. That is not a good definition. Can you imagine that's how we define laws as well? Can you imagine that's how we define like the Canadian law? Oh my goodness, that would be awful. That would be so much up to interpretation, and like there would be so much corruption, which to be honest there's already probably a lot, let's be honest here, but despite the point, man, those laws wouldn't mean anything at all. There would be so many loopholes, like right now. Then at that point, call a window a door. And you don't call windows, you call it a door. Which, no, that's not how it works. But we're going off topic. I'm still saying Wios. That's just how the answer is, and that's my final answer. Which game show is that a reference to, anyways? I forgot what game show that's referring to. I don't remember a game show. Is it Family Feud that says that for the last part of the sentence? Final answer? Or is it something else? Oh no, it's it's a Millionaire. It's the Millionaire one. Yeah, you're just gonna walk out your front window. Yeah. Alright, we're getting close to 700 here. 700! We're getting close though. Oh, and soon we'll hit 1K at some point. At some point at least. We'll get there. We will get there. You know what I want to do again? I want to go karaoke. Like, I want to go karaoke. Because I did it a lot with my volunteer organization. I did it with a couple of friends as well. Yeah. That'll be fun. 700, by the way. 700. Yeah, karaoke would be good. Just doing whatever, you know, singing and just making fun out of yourself. I wonder, is the music gonna update? I gotta check. Sometimes they don't want to update it. Oh, it's updating something. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool. That's not a real question. That's just trying to get into a long discussion. Can you see through a TV? That's my question to you. Can you see through it? Not at it, but through it. Oh, this game was great though, by the way. Fire Emblem Echoes. Oh, really good game. I liked it. Really, really good game. Guys, like, gotta play it. It's only on the 3DS though. It was bad. Oh, I'm losing frames again. Your philosophical question. See, this is why I never got into philosophy. Because that's just... There's too many answers to a question that just makes people's heads hurt. Also, give me a second. Frames are not doing so hot. This is definitely my internet. That's how it is, though. That is how it is. We're just gonna wait for a little bit, just so it's like, kind of stabilizes itself. Nope, it's not stabilizing. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's like real jagged right now that I'm looking at this thing. Okay. And sometimes internet providers in Canada is just outright bad. Let me pull it up here. We're gonna do a speed test right now. I'm not gonna show it on screen because that would reveal my IP and all that, and it's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. Okay, give me a second. We're just gonna check this out. And yeah, the reset counter is gone because I pressed enter. So while that's going, we'll just do this. Okay. There we go. It's back. Okay, I think it's good now. That just took a long time. that took a real long time to fix itself. I'm almost certain that it's my internet right now. I can't really do much about it. And that's because a lot of people are using the internet too. So it just comes with it. That's how it is. Can't really do much about it. Well, I could. There's a lot of stuff I can do with it, like increasing my storage space, my GPU, fans, checking if my computer is clean, and all that stuff, which I'm pretty sure I did all of that already, so pretty sure it's just internet now. Because it did snow. It did snow, so yeah. Anyways, no, because you can't see through it. If you can see through it, I mean, they're starting to make the. This is like a separate topic though. Like, they started making monitors. I think a while back now. That it was like transparent or something, which is kind of stupid in my opinion. If you think about it, because you won't be able to see. Because the reason why monitors and TVs are made with a back panel is because then, one, it can hide all the computing functionalities and all that other stuff. But yeah, there's all that. I looked at it. No, it's not. Surprisingly, because if I pull it up. Yeah, it's taking nothing right now. It is taking nothing. And I also have like 32 gigabytes here as well. 32 gigabytes of RAM. I have a 16 gigabyte DDR GPU. And then I have 2 terabytes of SSD, 1 terabyte of HDD, a AMD 2700X. But that's recently just, I already put firm paste on it. But yeah, there's all that. We're gonna ban you. I don't know how to ban people on here, so we're gonna do it this way. You are not gonna exist on the channel. My apologies for that. Let's see here. There we go. And now it's good. Now it's good. Alright. I can't believe you can't do that like on OBS. That's weird. Cause I tried to remove that on OBS, but it wouldn't let me. Like the 3 little dots wouldn't let me remove this thing at all. I'm also gonna refresh the chat here. That would be a good idea. There we go. Suicune is... I don't know about that one, but okay. I'd rather have Raikou though as a shiny if I could. I'm honestly going to shiny hunt all 3 of these, but like the first one I want is Raikou. Because the Suicune one, if you didn't know, in Pokemon Crystal, you have a separate chance of getting it to be shiny. It doesn't have to be shiny here. It can be shiny like in... Oh goodness, it's that tower. I forgot the tower's name, but it's in Ecruteak City, and you have to go to the tower where Oho is, or Ho-Ho is. And you can reset there. You can reset for a shiny Suicune there. So you don't have to reset it here. It's just the first 2 is a little bit more important. But with Pokemon Crystal Cleared, they changed it so that if you let it roam out after they're released and you defeat them in the wild, you can go to Elite Four to reset it by defeating the Elite Four and Champion. And then they will appear in static locations, and then you can reset for their shiny then. But I just want to do it full odds because I kind of want to. Also, the message should not reset, but that's okay. See, there's a lot of perks for YouTube streaming, and then there's a lot of perks for Twitch streaming, because that would not show up again. It's very interesting. And obviously OBS doesn't have the capabilities to do certain things that Twitch does. Like on Twitch, when I used OBS for Twitch back then, I was able to do polls, remove users, ban users, timeout users, and so forth. Not on OBS for YouTube. It's weird. Super weird. I should have been able to do it though. That's some of the stuff that appears. Can't do much about it. Alright, we're about to hit 2 hours here of just pure resetting. This is a pure patience game. I'm not even grinding or anything. I'm just mainly just resetting. We'll get there though, eventually. Eventually. And at some point, we'll be able to hunt the shiny in the wild and catch it. At some point. But right now, it's just gonna mock me for a bit. It's gonna mock me and stare at me, and it's like, hey, I'm still the same color as before. And yeah, they are resetting, by the way. Like in Pokemon, in the second generations, the shininess is determined by their DVs, not because EVs don't exist, technically speaking. DVs are what are used in this generation, and for it to be shiny, it has to be specific stats in the DVs to be able to be shiny. So there's all that. I'd help, but I'm on the phone. I don't know how that works on the app. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Yeah, on OBS it's weird. Like if I Yeah, that's weird. Let me see if I... Hold on, let me put the chat over here. Yeah, that just doesn't work at all. Okay, so when I press on the 3 dots on my screen, nothing shows up. Nothing. It just doesn't do anything. The 3 dots just don't do anything at all for me, which is super funny. So I'm just like, alright. Alright, we're losing some more frames. Let's go. Losing more frames. You know, I should start... I wonder if it's in the terms of service where you can use Spotify. Because technically, with Spotify, it's a little weird with this licensing. I know on Twitch you're not allowed to use Spotify. That's a full-on... You cannot use Spotify, period. If you mention it once, then it's like... No. Big no-no. But YouTube is a little weird on that one. And also, Spotify has some free licensed music that you can use. Which is what I use sometimes, so yeah. Very interesting though. Very, very interesting. Actually, can I... Okay, so I can look at that. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, well. Oh well, we'll continue going. We're almost at 800 though. We're almost at 800. The goal is 1.2k. Or 3 hours, whichever one hits first. We just hit 2 hours too, so we have an hour left. And we'll probably do another stream like this at some point, just so we can continue this thing. Texting, because why not? There you go. There we go. Yeah, we're almost at 800 though. And we'll have 400 more resets after. I'm hoping I will get something within the 400, but I'm really doubting it, especially with the odds being so low. But eventually we'll hit something. Alright, 795, 795. We're getting there. I wonder how the weather is like today. My friend told me like it's not bad in terms of like temperature wise. It's sunny, but that's about it. The transit's like super far behind from what I've heard. Alright, this is 800 right here. Alright, we're at 800 now. Very nice. want to play some other stuff too. I want to play Persona, but I can't. I don't have the game. But I am going to play Pokemon Scarlet or Violet at some point. That'll be good. It'll be good to play. Maybe I'll stream it, depending on how much time I have as well. Because I'll probably play... My plan is to play through it. But I don't know if I want to play it on stream or do I want to play it like on my own time kind of thing. Because there's going to be a lot of people playing the game anyways, right? There's that as well. Yeah, I gotta think about that. It would be fun to play on stream. It would be. And then the possible, like, it would then be logged. So I don't have to, like, worry about having to save it as, like, a bot and so forth like I did on Twitch. And some other stuff on top of that. But, it would be a fun experience though, but I don't get the game until like 2 days later compared to everyone, because everyone else gets the game, like a lot of people get the game the day before, because some people get the early copies, or those who buy it on the eShop or buy it in store. I had to wait for 2 days. Lechonk, Lechonker, Lechonkers. That's good. I wanna use that Pokemon. I really want to use that Pokemon. It's such a funny Pokemon name. Such a funny Pokemon name. It's like just full of memes. I bet you that there's some good Pokemon. Actually, I want to figure out, did they ever show the regional's first bird Pokemon? Because every region has a bird Pokemon in the first route, right? Like, I wonder what... Did they show that at all, or am I misremembering anything? Because every region has a new bird in the first route that the trainer goes to. Like, in Sword and Shield, it was the Rookidee, I think is what it's called, that evolves into Corviknight at the last evolution. And then obviously, like, first generation was Pidgey, second generation was, unfortunately, another Pidgey, but third generation was a Tailo, fourth generation was a Starly, fifth generation, you get the point. But every generation has like a bird Pokemon. So I wonder what this generation's bird will be, because there has to be a bird Pokemon. I don't know. I don't know. I do want the Wooper though. I do want the Wooper. The Wooper. Man, I want it. Especially because it now has, and this is like the competitive side of me coming out, because I used to really, and like really hardcore play competitive Pokemon. It has Water Absorb now. It has Water Absorb, and it's a poison type. What? Like, that just opens up so much potential right there. Though it wouldn't mean anything if like its stats are just like god awful. Yeah, they released the avocado Pokemon, but not the bird. Yeah. They didn't release anything about bird yet. Because I think that it's a grass type Pokemon, right? Like it's like similar to how Badoo was revealed for 4th generation, where it was an evolution of Rosella and a Roserade. So it could be potentially really good, right? I want the cat Pokemon for my starter. Or the duck. Either one is really nice. But I want Lechonk too. There's a lot of Pokemon I want to use. That's always the issue. There's always that issue of like having only 6 party members and you can't really use more unless you're building for a competitive team, which is what I did for Sword and Shield. So I did my team for the story, and then afterwards I just trained a bunch of Pokemon for like competitive, and then I just kind of rotated that way. So that's one way of doing it, but I don't know what the competitive side will look like in this case. Like, I hope that they keep the mints and like the ways of buying vitamins and like having it super easy to train Pokemon remain the same. I hope that stays the same, because up to now, Sword and Shield has made doing competitive Pokemon really easily. Like, there's no need to cheat, I guess, because back then in competitive Pokemon, like Generation 3, Generation 4, you had to cheat in order to efficiently get the Pokemon you need, or like glitch. Is it Among Us? Not gonna lie, okay, it really depends on what I want to do with the team. Because my favorite type is electric, right? But my second favorite type is grass. Grass is a really good typing for me, and I've picked a lot of grass starters. Like in Generation 3, I picked Trico, because Trico was like a Pokemon that I wanted to use, and I've always used Trico most of the times. There are times where I use Mudkip as well, but a lot of times I pick Trico. Torterra, or I guess Turtwig is what I used as well before. But in Brilliant Diamond, I ended up using Piplup because I wanted to change stuff up. Generation 5, which is Black and White, I use Snivy. Generation 6, I use what's it, Generation 6? That's XY. What's an XY again? Oh boy. I know there's Froakie, and then Fennin. Oh, I didn't use the grass type in that one. Yeah, I didn't use that one. But then in Sun Moon, I ended up using the Owl. And in Gen 8, I just ended up using like the Score Bunny. I ended up using Score Bunny. Yeah, that's true. You can probably just Wonder Trade. Actually, I wonder if there is Wonder Trade though. Because you remember, like, in Brilliant Diamond Shiny Pearl, they didn't have that feature at all until, like, a recent update. What the flying crap is that? That should not be a later feature. That should be implemented day 1. And I'm so mad about that. Because you know that they could easily delay the release date of the Pokemon games and implement everything that they need and like test everything properly, but they decide to release it anyways, which, okay, that's fair. Like, sometimes you have to make the decision, okay, I have to release the game now, I can't do anything about it, we'll just release it later. But yeah, you can. Okay, that's good, because man, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl just made me really upset. Because it was supposed to be, it was one of the games that I bought as my first DS game when I was a child. Well, I say I bought, but my dad bought it. But yeah. And it makes me kind of upset about it. Though I'm very glad that they didn't make it so that when you have to get Spiritomb, you have to do it in like a certain way. At least with the Underground now, where like you have to interact with people, you instead interact with NPCs, which you can kind of track as long as you track it on an Excel sheet. A little annoying, don't get me wrong, but less annoying than having to buy 2 DSs and then on top of that you have to do all that stuff. But on top of that, the underground is actually has more life to it. Like now you can go find other Pokemon and all that stuff. And like you can find rare Pokemon like Munchlax, which holy, finding a Munchlax back then was freaking awful. It was absolutely awful. So was a Heracross. Finding a Heracross is awful back then. It's the worst thing you could do is finding it. You have to slab a tree and then you have to wait freaking 24 hours or something. Just so it's like, oh, nope. Big nope. And that was just upsetting. That was a big upsetty spaghetti. This is not Mario Kart yet. Wait, this is not Mario Kart. Hold on a second. This is Pokemon Coliseum normal battle, by the way. Oh yeah, that's true. It is just Greninja's hidden ability. But you have to implement... I wonder if they have to hold an item. No, they don't have to, I'm pretty sure. No, they don't have to. But, you probably have to breed it. You have to breed it for it to get the certain type that you need. But you make like, oh, can you? Okay, imagine if you put an electric type and you put the flying Terrestrial. Ground types will get so mad at that moment. It's like, yo, I just wasted Earthquake. But then you're weak to rock, ice, electric. Oh no, you're not weak to electric. It's just neutral. But like, it would be so funny. It's about mind games at that point. It's like, okay, well, Pokemon has always been mind games in competitive play, but it's gonna be even more mind games. Like, okay, I don't know what kind of typing that this Pokemon will have. It would be so funny. It would be so funny. You can trick so many people. Like one of the things that I'm thinking of for what is it, for a normal type, for example, like a Snorlax. If Snorlax does exist, by the way, is give it a ghost typing, because then you remove the ability of getting weak to ghost and fighting at the same time. But then you're weak to obviously dark, right? But that's fine, because dark is typically not that strong overall. Like you have Dark Pulse, Crunch, and like all that stuff, but like it's not too bad against the Snorlax. I know, right? Having Sudowoodo to a grass type, that is big brain. That is big brain. The only problem though is that now it's only neutral to, it's neutral to grass, flying, and ground, and water. But then fighting type is still an issue. Steel is still an issue. And then typings that Sudowoodo didn't have problems with will now have problems with, like fire types, for example. Like that will now become an issue. And like ice types, because ice types are, they're hit and miss. Ice types are not really good, to be honest. They're a defensive type, but they're not really. The Pokemons that have ice types are not defensive, but they're frail. Better not be in this shit. Yo, I kind of low-key want it to be in the game. Low-key, because you can only give one extra typing to the Pokemon. So it's not like it's broken or anything, right? It's not fully broken. You can reduce the amount of type weaknesses that Ninja could have, but you can also, if you're not careful, increase the amount of disadvantages you might have. Like for example, if you give Ninja a fire typing, for example, well now you're just weak to water, right? And there's a lot of water type Pokemon out there. Especially now that Toxapex is now back in the game. Oh, that's gonna be an issue. Well, it might be. I don't know how it will be. because I can't predict the competitive scene. But oh, so like I don't think Ninja will be broken at all. It should be fine, to be honest. And still, like, statuses like Will-O-Wisp or like Poison statuses will still affect it. Rain or Sandstorm will still affect it. Hail will still affect it. So it doesn't really matter if the Ninja gets that extra typing or not. It's more so how Ninja will deal with it. Because I feel like it actually might be weaker. I feel like Ninja will get weaker now because of the new gimmick, in my opinion. That's my take on it, though. Because if you think about it, because of the typings now, Ninja could potentially get more weaknesses that it should not have. So yeah. There's a combo that makes Ninja invincible. Yeah, but there's always a way to beat it. It should be fine, in my opinion. And I bet that Sandstorm is still going to be prevalent. People using Will-O-Wisp will still be prevalent. Poison will still be prevalent. Sleeping will be prevalent. Like, it's still going to be... It's not just the moves. It should be fine. I think it'll be okay. I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. And there's ways to like force Pokemon out as well. And I'm pretty sure Stealth Rocks is still in, right? So like if Stealth Rocks like exists, so Ninja is kind of screwed anyways, regardless of typing. it really doesn't matter in this case, because Ninja is just weak. Also, I think the music is stuck. Oh, no, it's okay. We're good. We good. Yeah. Yeah, but I think normal types will have a pretty big advantage in this generation, though. That's my guess. Or like Pokemon that had only single typings, typically, and they don't have a lot of weaknesses already, if that makes sense. Like, those types of Pokemon will probably do well in this generation, in my opinion. There might also be some Pokemon that... Oh, what is that? There's a lot of Pokemon too that have moves that don't match their typing. I can't remember which Pokemon were specifically, but if we think about it, there's like, for example, if I was to say Dragonite, right? Dragonite's really strong already, right? Especially with the multi-scale ability as well, where it reduces the attacking move by half as long as Dragonite's at full HP. And then the type is not bad either. It's like an ice. The only real trouble it has is ice and dragon. If you think about it, if you put water on it, or like fire, that would be good. Dragonite was a fire type, typing on top of that. Yeah, it would be quad weak to rock. But then now Dragonite can use Flame for Fire Blast and destroy like ice types much easier now. That's also a thing. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can do this, but I feel like normal typing will do pretty well in this case. That's my guess on it. Maybe Spiritomb too. The Dark and Ghost type Pokemon. It's only weak to Fairy right now, but if you put it up against, I forgot which typing it's immune to. Oh, if you put a Dragon typing, it might be good. But yeah. You put it on Sturdy. That's true. But that's only in double battles, right? And the issue with Sturdy is that typically Pokemon with Sturdy has Sandstorm already. If we think of it that way. And so at that point, by the time you already get skill swapped in, you're probably dead by Sandstorm. Or Stealth Rocks. Because Sturdy Pokemon also has Stealth Rocks too, right? That's what I want to think about, right? Because there's other ways to hit Pokemon indirectly. Whether it's through weather or through statuses. You don't have to use a direct move to hit an opponent. You can use moves that indirectly hit them. So, and Sturdy won't stop Will-O-Wisp or Sandstorm, because those don't count. Yeah, you have to do a lot of setup. But to be honest, I don't think it's worth it. You would have to face off a team that doesn't have Stealth Rocks, doesn't have Poison, doesn't have Burn, doesn't have Weather effects, and does not have super effective against Ninja on top of that. Like, there's a lot to consider. And then on top of that, you have to make sure that the stash, because you're most likely going to use Focus Sash on Ninja to keep it alive for one more extra turn. And be able to pull it off and be fast enough, because Ninja also fails in the speed category, because you need Pokemon that are really fast to outspeed your opponents. You do it to flex. I mean, fair. You can do it for a YouTube video. And I'm not that good overall. Like, I can't pull that off. I'm sure there's some people that can probably do it. It just takes a lot of time to do it. But yeah, like, Ninja would need a lot of support, because it's either you have really slow but bulky Pokemon like Snorlax, or really fast Pokemon like Zacian that can do a lot of damage. It's very interesting concept, but I don't think Ninja would be that strong in my opinion. As long as you have, because like every competitive Pokemon team has to have a Rapid Spinner, a Stealth Rocker, or a Spikes user, but typically you use Stealth Rocks because it's better. Mainly because you can hit everyone, flying Pokemon to like grounded Pokemon and everything. And then you just have a type coverage and supporting Pokemon to kind of revolve around your 2 or 1 main Pokemon that does a lot of damage. And then you have your defensive Pokemon on top of that. So that's like the baseline of it when I first did it. Why is there a square bracket at the end of that music there? What the heck? Wait a minute. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a messed up thing. Oh well. I didn't code that one. That's not my problem. Though I'm kind of curious how to do that. That would be cool to do. That would be real cool. You could probably do it with whip scrubbing. Anyways, I'm getting into a tangent again for programming. Yeah, the double scene will be very interesting though, because in singles it's not too interesting overall, if we think about it. It's more so, how do you support your teammates in a party of 3 rather than a party of 4? And a lot of times it's more so just predicting what Pokemon they'll bring, because you can only see one Pokemon at a time, and then hoping that if you predict right, you would take down the Pokemon that you're kind of weak against here and there, and then kind of steamroll from there, like slowly building up your lead. But doubles is interesting. It's a very interesting kind of concept. It's like a whole different game from it, and I don't understand it enough to do it. Like moves that you'd think would be useless, like Icy Wind, which is super useless in singles, becomes real useful in doubles. Or like Skill Swap, for example, like you mentioned. That's super useful too. It's a niche, it's very niche in singles. You don't see it a lot in singles. Yeah, doubles will be pretty interesting to watch for this generation. I think it'll be fun to watch. The singles, I wouldn't mind playing in singles in the official games if they didn't restrict it to only 3 Pokemon. It will, because I prefer it to be 6 Pokemon, in my opinion. The 4 Pokemon rule makes a little bit more sense, I suppose, in doubles for VGC, because then it's like you don't have this whole thing of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this. You have like different compositions and forces you to think about it. Or the 3 Pokemon is more so just 3 Pokemon on its own. It's like just standalone fights. Alright, we're about to hit 1K soon. Very soon we'll hit 1K. Ugh. We have shiny hunting. Shiny hunting is interesting. You do everything but talk about the shiny hunt itself. You talk about everything else but avoid the topic of shiny hunting. It's like a behind the scenes kind of game. You don't talk about it. Man, we're at 2.5 hours? Jeez, that's a long time. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours? What the heck? I've not been paying attention. It feels like half an hour to me. It doesn't feel anything to me right now. It'll be, you know what would be cool? To play Pokemon XD. Man, that game is so fun to play. Anyways, 1K! Ayo! We did it. We're at 1,000 resets. Alright, 200 more. 200 more, and then we're dead. And I'm glad I programmed this, so I don't have to like constantly press on a button or like press on a different program to increase the value. I can just press the combo and then it's done. Yeah, I'm excited for new games though. I'm very excited. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. We're doing something. We're like definitely getting to the odds at some point. I'll need to like pull up a calculator and see like our current odds. Because we'll have to eventually get there soon, right? Let me see. 0, 1, 1. 8196, and then times by 100. We're currently at a 12% right now. We have a 12% chance right now to find, at some point, a shiny. I like those odds, but I also don't like those odds. Because you can go over, like, the intended full odds of 8,196 and just keep going for, like, a long time before you find one. I just want one, man. Just give me one. Give me one of them. I want something to just sparkle. It's like, hey, Visas, Michael here. You know what I also want to play? And I want to play everything, but I also don't want to play everything because I also want to program. But I also want a job in the programming field. I want a lot of things. I'm greedy. I'm a little greedy, to be honest. But anyways, I want to play Minecraft again. Because my girlfriend and I, we were playing, the last time we played Minecraft, we were like just doing our own thing. But while she was like doing stuff, I ended up getting 2 alpacas. It was great. It was the merchant's alpacas too, and like we just have it now, cause we ended up taming it, like the 2, and we created a baby. So there's 3 alpacas. and we just ended up having them, and we have a horse, 3 alpacas, and a bunch of like sheep and like pigs and stuff. It's great. But eventually, like, I kind of want to play Terraria as well, because there's a new update on top of that. The new terrain gen is cool. Oh, is it? I didn't know. Kind of want to check it out. Cause I haven't played for a while now, right? Or are you talking about the new Pokemon games? Also, wrong music. Let me update that. Okay, that should update it now. It'll come up at some point. Come on, update. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. I realized that there's a lot of issues talking between YouTube and the program itself, so yeah. There we go, it updated. I figured out a way to make an auto furnace that runs on bamboo and watermelon. How so? Because that's interesting. Oh, speaking of bamboo, my friend, a real good friend of mine, again, I have like, how many? I have like 3 really close friends, like probably the closest I've ever been. But they were talking about bamboo straws, and I'm like, you know what? I agree, because if you use bamboo straws, it's first environmentally friendly. And then, like, the shapes are different, obviously, because bamboo just grows into different shapes. That's how it is. But it doesn't become soggy like paper straws. And then, if, like, you drink out of it, you don't really get a taste out of bamboo at all. And you can wash it, too, like a regular straw. And it's very durable on top of that. So... and it's probably super cheap too, so there's that. Water into composer, bone meal into bamboo, and bamboo into furnace. Oh really? That's how you do it? Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that's how it works. Okay. Very cool. Minecraft is really interesting. Because there's different ways of like creating stuff too. Very, very interesting. Neat. Very neat. But probably the next game that my girlfriend and I will play is probably Terraria again, because we used to play it a lot and then we stopped. But I haven't found the time to do it because I've just been busy with job interviews, studying, and programming in general. And then whenever I have time, it's like she goes to sleep and I was like, okay. And then by the time I'm playing games, it's like midnight. Because a lot of times I would play, or I would work on stuff until like super late at night. Kind of sucks. Oh, yeah, that's true. Because watermelon does grow pretty fast. It is true. Like, it's really fast. Like, as long as you give it enough space and stuff, obviously. And, like, it doesn't... You don't interrupt it. And you can do a lot of other stuff while it's growing, too. Man, I've been resetting for 1,060 times. Jeez. I'm just realizing this. Like I haven't moved from this seat, other than against my phone, for a long time now. That's not good. Oh well. That's interesting though. Watermelon is a really good idea. Minecraft is pretty cool, in my opinion. It's a very cool game, because you can do so much in it. Though, I would say that the direction of what you should do is kind of questionable, because the game doesn't really tell you what you should do. Like, at some point, everyone really knows that you have to fight the Ender Dragon and then defeat it, and then, you know, oh boy, you beat the Ender Dragon, the world boss, woo! All that stuff, but otherwise there's not a clear objective for what you should do. You kind of just stumble around, I guess, and try to beat it. Oh, another game I want to like play, because I'm playing with my one of the close friends I mentioned. It Takes Two. Like, I want to finish that, because I finished that with my girlfriend, so I know most of what's gonna happen already. But I want to play with them too, because they haven't played it, and it's a really good game in my opinion. I think it's a game that everyone should play, but it requires 2 players, and I really want to play it again. But obviously from a different perspective and so forth. Because once you play it once, you're like, you kind of know it, and then it kind of loses its magic here and there if you play with the same person again and again and again. If that makes sense. Like, man, I'm just making it sound worse than it already sounds, or whatever. Yeah, I want to play Terraria, Persona 5. This Persona 5 is on Steam now. Minecraft. It Takes Two. The new Pokemon games. What else is there? Not much otherwise. But I got most of the games I want now. Oh, I still want to play Xenoblade, because I haven't finished Xenoblade 2. I do want to play Xenoblade 3, but I have to finish Xenoblade 2 first, before I get into Xenoblade 3. Like, it doesn't matter if I play Xenoblade 2 or 3 first, technically speaking, but because I already bought Xenoblade 2, I should finish it at least. Like, that's my thinking at the very minimum. And then at least I can then say I like completed the game, right? There's also another game that I put up. Oh, Bug Fables is another one. Because like that game released a while ago now, and I've seen it on discount for a lot of the times, but I haven't had the every time when I wanted to buy it, I was like, maybe not right now. Like I always tell myself out of it. But I do want to play Persona 5 a lot. I think that's the one game I haven't bought yet, other than Xenoblade 3, that I want to really play. Cause it's cause I keep hearing really good things about it, and it looks fun too. Man, we're about to hit 100. Alright, we're about to hit 1,100 resets here. We've just seen the same color palettes every single time. Alright, we're getting close. And then we'll only have 100 resets more after that. And then I'll just call it a day. Because I'm probably gonna go hang out with friends. Because emotionally not the greatest. Because if you guys didn't know, I got rejected from a job today. So yeah, that was not fun to read. And it took about a month to get to that final stage of the process, which really sucked. So yeah, I kind of need to hang out with some people in person. Eventually. One day. We hit 1,100 resets. 100 more. And then we'll stop there. And we'll just continue it from next stream, whenever I stream again. But I stream it like whenever I actually have time. Okay. Man, this is gonna... I can't wait to see this become a shiny though. At least one of them. Can't wait for one of them to become a shiny. Because I think this is the only hunt that I feared the most. Because it's just full odds. So this full odds kind of shiny hunting is a little daunting, not gonna lie. Because you have to dedicate a lot of time to actually do it. Because we're about to hit 3 hours to just hit 1,200. And the full odds is 8,196. Which is, oh boy. That's a lot of resets. Because if we think about it, that's 2, 3, 4, 6,000. What's that? 8 hours? No, wait, that's not 8 hours. So 3 times 8, basically. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I can't math right now. wait, is it? I guess that would be 24 hours, huh? Almost. Well, it's above 24 hours, but it will be a long stream. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can set up a way for me to just do two setups at the same time and just reduce the hours by half. That would be cool. That would be cool. I kind of don't want to do it though, because I'm already this far in. Well, I'm not that far in, but like, I'm pretty far in. I'm already been resetting for about 3 hours now. You know what I want? I want chicken nuggets. That would be nice to eat. That would be cool. But then again, you want to promise me chili? I'm like, yo, kind of down. Chili sounds really nice right now, especially on a cold day today. Sounds really nice. Chili sounds real good right now. Yeah, I think chili would be good. Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock in my time too. It's 5:48 here. And then we're about to hit 3 hours on the timer too. Not bad, not bad. We're doing pretty good for time, in my opinion. And it's a good way to like just relax. I don't have to show my camera or my face, I guess. Just reset. Don't have to think about like, oh, the person behind me has a red shell probably, or am I gonna get a thundercloud in 3rd to 5th place? I don't have to worry about carrying my teammate or them carrying me, or like me just absolutely destroying myself into oblivion. I could just press 4 buttons and not sync until I hear something, which then I have to sync a little bit. I have to turn on my brain a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna hit 1,150 very soon here, and then it shouldn't take long to get to 1,200. Should not take that long. In fact, I think it will be fine and dandy if we just keep on going. All right, 1,150. Let's go. You're doing something. The task of being repetition. I gotta find a way. Okay, so one of the things I want to do as well for programming is to automate this entire process. Like, so I would have the game automatically move up, and then depending on the the last cry of Suicune, right? Depending on the length or like how long it takes to get to those seconds. Like say, okay, let's count right now. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes 6 seconds to like get to the end of Suicune's sound or noise or cry or whatever. It then resets, but if it takes longer than that, longer than 6 seconds, then it doesn't reset automatically. That's what I want to do. That would be a cool thing to do, automating the entire process. But then it gets rid of like the whole thing was like, well, are you really doing it right kind of thing? Or are you just letting a computer do it? Which then goes into the question of, is it cheating? But that would be a cool thing to develop. I'm sure there's already programs for that. Pretty sure, but I wouldn't mind doing it. Alright, can we get it to 1,200 before 3 hours? Can we do it? I very much doubt it, but hey, it is very possible. Actually, no, it's not possible. We will see though. Okay. Okay, very nice number right now, very nice. Alright. Eventually we'll get there. I mean, it should be fine, to be honest. Like, I was hoping that we could find a shiny today. That would be great. But it doesn't look like today's gonna be the day, to be honest. TBH. I mean, we still have 25 more resets to go. So it is possible still, but again, I doubt it. I really doubt it that it's gonna appear in like these last few resets. But if it is, man, that would be nice. Wait, the patience in me is like starting to grow. It's like less and less spin. It's like as I go on, it's like, all right, any moment now, right? Any moment. Probably won't be for a long time though. It probably won't be for a long time. Oh, actually, we might beat the 3-hour mark. It's getting real close. Maybe. It's possible. I doubt it though, but it's very possible. Okay, my one goal now is just to beat the clock. Can I beat the clock? Can I go sub 3 hours? We're gonna get real close here. Gonna get real close. Alright, 1 minute left on the clock. We're getting there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yo, 20 seconds right now. Oh, this is getting close, folks. There's getting close. It's really close. Last one. Oh, we're gonna beat it. We beat it. Nice. Okay. Alright, that's the entire thing. We're gonna call it time. We're gonna call it time. Oh, well. That's it. That was a long stream. You get to here. Let me turn off the music here so you guys can just hear the music of Burnt Tower. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna end the stream because Yuen's gonna go pick me up, and yeah, I'm gonna just call it a day. We'll probably stream this again at some point because I do want a shiny legendary Pokemon at some point. Actually, I'll show you guys my team here so you guys can see. Cause I have been shiny hunting a lot in this game. Like, this is all the shiny Pokemon here. Yeah, so anyway, I got a lot more in the back, but anyways, I don't know when I'm gonna stream again, but at some point we will. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys at some point. All right, goodbye everyone. Bye bye.